$1,000. Enough for a phone you'll forget, or enough to build a machine that pays you for life. A machine that runs on its own. Built once, then working while you sleep, while you're at your job, even on vacation. But here's the secret of this whole video. $1,000 does not become a money machine by itself. The machine isn't the money, it's what you build around it. Stick with me, and by the end, you'll know exactly how to build it. With real numbers, not hype. And why the wealthy have been quietly running this same machine for generations. $1,000. It's enough for a decent phone, a weekend trip, or a pile of stuff you'll forget in a month. Or, it's enough to build a machine that quietly makes money for the rest of your life. My name is Sargon, this is Strategy State, and today I'll show you exactly how $1,000 becomes a money machine. And I mean machine literally, something that runs on its own, that you build once, and then it keeps working while you sleep, while you're at your job, even while you're on vacation. But here's the catch, and it's the whole secret of this video. $1,000 does not become a money machine by itself. If that's what you came for, I'll be honest, it doesn't exist. The machine isn't the money. The machine is something you build around the money. Stick with me, and by the end, you'll see exactly what that means. Let's start with what most people do with $1,000, so you never do it. They spend it, or they let it rot in a regular checking account, earning basically zero, quietly losing value to inflation every single year. Here's the first upgrade, and it costs you nothing. Instead of a regular savings account paying almost zero, a high-yield savings account in 2026 pays somewhere between 4 and 5%. Fully insured, zero risk. Your $1,000 finally starts breathing. But breathing isn't a machine. It's just the on-ramp. The real engine is somewhere else. That engine has a name you've heard before, but probably underestimate: compound interest. It's not just earning money on your money. It's earning money on the money your money already made, and then on that, over and over, in a loop that speeds up the longer it runs. Let me show you real numbers, no hype. Put that $1,000 into a simple fund that tracks the whole stock market. Historically, that's returned around 10% a year over the long run. Leave it completely alone, and in 10 years it's about $2,600. In 30 years, over $17,000. In 40 years, more than $45,000 from a single $1,000 deposit you never touched again. And there's a shortcut to picture this, called the Rule of 72. Divide 72 by your return, and you get the years it takes your money to double. At 10%, that's about every 7 years. So your 1,000 becomes 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. Doubling on autopilot while you do nothing. So what do you actually buy with the 1,000? This is where beginners freeze. You do not need to pick the next hot stock. Most of the smartest investors alive just buy one thing: a low-cost index fund, like VOO or VTI. One purchase, and you instantly own a slice of 500 of America's biggest companies at once. And the fees are almost invisible, around 3 cents a year on every $100. Thanks to fractional shares, your full 1,000 goes to work immediately, no matter what the share price is. 15 minutes on your phone, and the core of your machine is built. Now here's where it goes from an investment to an actual machine. Some funds pay you just for holding them. That's a dividend. A popular one called SCHD pays around 3.5% a year. On your 1,000, that's about $35, landing in your account without you lifting a finger. $35 doesn't sound like a machine yet, I know. But watch what happens when you flip one switch in your brokerage account: dividend reinvestment, or DRIP. Instead of taking that cash, it automatically buys more shares, which then pay their own dividends next time. That's the loop that makes it self-feeding. Dividends buy shares, Those shares pay dividends, which buy even more shares. You've officially built a small money machine that grows itself, and every year it gets a little bigger without a single new dollar from you. Give that loop 20 years, and the picture changes completely. That same 1,000, quietly compounding and reinvesting, can grow past 6 or 7,000. And now it's throwing off real dividend income every year, on its own, forever. Now everything I've described so far is completely passive. You literally do nothing and it still grows. But if you want to turn this from a slow drip into something serious, there's one move that changes everything. But a machine gets truly powerful when you feed it fuel. And the fuel here is almost laughably small. Adding just a little every month turns a slow trickle into a flood. Here's the number that should stop you. Start with your 1,000, then add just $83 a month, about the cost of a few takeout meals. At historical returns, in 30 years, that isn't $17,000 anymore. It's over $200,000. Same starting seed, but now the machine is being fed. Bump that up to $200 a month, and over 25 years, your machine crosses $250,000. From a $1,000 start and the price of a daily coffee habit redirected into ownership instead of consumption. Now, let me save you from the mistakes that break the machine before it ever runs. Mistake 1. Chasing hot tips and single stocks. One stock can go to zero. A fund of 500 companies has survived every crash in history. Mistake 2. Panic selling when the market drops. That doesn't just stop the machine, it smashes it. Because here's what nobody feels in their gut. A market crash isn't the machine breaking. For someone who keeps buying, it's a sale. The same shares, suddenly on discount. The people who panic sell to the people who stay calm. Always have. Mistake 3, and it's the quiet killer. High fees. A fund charging 1% a year instead of near zero sounds tiny, but over a lifetime, it can quietly eat tens of thousands of dollars out of your machine. Cheap and boring beats expensive and exciting almost every single time. And if you want to seriously supercharge this, there's one more lever most people ignore. The fastest way to grow the machine isn't a better stock pick, it's feeding it more fuel by increasing what you earn. A new skill, a side hustle, a raise you negotiate. Every extra dollar you shovel into the machine compounds for decades. That's the combination the wealthy quietly use. They don't just invest, and they don't just earn. They raise their income and pour the difference straight into the machine, over and over. So why doesn't everyone build one of these? Because the machine is boring, and boring is hard. It doesn't pay off next week. It rewards the one thing almost nobody has: the patience to leave it alone and let time do the heavy lifting. The person who wins isn't smarter than you. They just started the machine, fed it what they could, and had the discipline to not touch it when it got scary or boring. That's it. That's the entire edge, and it's completely available to you. And the beautiful part is this machine doesn't care about the headlines, recessions, elections, scary news cycles. It just keeps grinding through all of it, the same way the market has climbed through every crisis for the last 100 years. So, after all of this, the funds, the dividends, the reinvesting, the fuel, let me tell you what the money machine actually is. Because it was never really about the $1,000 at all. It was never the $1,000. That's just the spark that starts the engine. The real machine is the system. A low-cost fund, dividends set to reinvest automatically, a small amount added every month, and time left to compound. The $1,000 just starts it. The machine is the habit. And once it's running, it doesn't just spend your money. It hires your money and puts it to work for the rest of your life. That's the secret hiding in plain sight. Rich people don't have a magic $1,000 you don't have. They just built the machine earlier and then had the patience to let it run. So here's the honest takeaway. $1,000 won't make you rich overnight. Anyone who says otherwise is selling you something. But turned into a machine and fed patiently over years, that same thousand can quietly become the most valuable thing you own. And it all starts with one deposit and 15 minutes. The best time to build this machine was years ago. The second best time is the moment this video ends, with whatever amount you can actually start with today. So, go build your machine, even a tiny one. Start it, feed it, and then have the discipline to leave it alone. And hey, if your money machine ever gets bigger than mine, just remember who handed you the blueprint. A quick like and subscribe keeps Strategy State running, because we've got a lot more machines to build together. I'm Sargon. Go turn that 1,000 into an engine, and I'll see you in the next one.